Good morning, everyone. Now, the next part of the lesson, alcohol, phenol, and ether, is the nomenclature. Nomenclature of ether. Nomenclature of ether. This is our next topic. So, according to the commons, we know that the nomenclature consists of two type of a naming. The first one is the common name, and the second name is the IUPAC name. The first is the common name. The first is the common name, and the second one is the IUPAC name. So, according to this system, means according to the common names, ethers are named according to the alkyl group. Ethers are named according to the alkyl group attached to the oxygen atom. That is the alkyl group which is attached to the oxygen, that is attached to the oxygen atom. Alkyl group attached to the oxygen atom. And the name of the two alkyl or two aryl group linked to the oxygen are written as separate word and they follow the alphabetical order rule. It follow the alphabetical order rule. For example, we have CS3 OCH3. Now, which one alkyl group is attached here? That is the methyl. Alkyl group is methyl. How many methyl group are attached here? There are two methyl group. That is dimethyl. This one is the dimethyl ether. Dimethyl ether. Now, if the case is like this, if we have that is CS3O C2H5. If the case is like this, CS3 here in this side CS3 group is present, then O is present, and then C2H5 is present. Now this is the CS3 means it is the methyl group, and C2H5 means it is the ethyl group. So which comes first in the alphabetical order? E comes first or M comes first? That is, E comes first in the alphabetical order. So its name is ethyl. First of all, write down the name of the alkyl group which comes first in the alphabetical order. So this is the ethyl, then methyl, and then the word root is the ether. So its name is the ethyl methyl ether. Ethyl methyl ether. Okay. Now if the case is like this, that we have CS3 group is here, then oxygen is here, and then it is attached to the this one, then it is attached to the benzene ring, or it is a phenyl group, that is called the phenyl. So this is the methyl, this one is the phenyl. So which comes first, M or P? This it start with M and it start with P. So its name is, the name of this compound is, this one is the methyl, this is phenyl ether. This is methyl, this one is the phenyl, because this is C6H5 group, that is it belongs, C6H5 means phenyl. Okay, so this is a methyl phenyl ether. Methyl phenyl ether. So this is all about the common name of the ether. That is the common name of the ether. Now the next one is the IUPAC name. So according to the IUPAC system, the ether are named as, it is named as alkoxyalkane. Alkoxyalkane. The ethers are named as alkoxyalkane, and the larger alkyl group, okay, they are named as the alkoxyalkane. Ethers are named as the alkoxyalkane, and the larger alkyl group forms the parent chain. It forms the parent chain. The larger alkyl group forms the parent chain, while the lower alkyl group lower alkyl group is taken with the ethereal oxygen. It taken with the ethereal oxygen and form a part of alkoxy, and it form a part of alkoxy group. It form a part of alkoxy group. Now let us take a example. Okay. For example, we have CH3O CH2 CH3. Okay, now let us this is the example. Here CH3 group is present, and here C2H5. It may be CS2. You can use it as a CH2CH3, or this is the C2H5. So this is the larger alkyl group and this is the lower alkyl group, C2, because two carbon atom are there. That's why it is a larger alkyl group. Only one carbon atom is there, so it is a lower alkyl group. So this larger alkyl group is considered as a parent chain. This larger alkyl group is considered as a parent chain, and this lower alkyl group is considered as a part of alkoxy group. It is considered as a part of alkoxy group. It means this oxy word is attached to this one. This oxy word is attached to this one. So it is a methoxy. It is the methoxy. This one is the methoxy, and the parent chain is ethane. So its name is methoxyethane. Its name is methoxyethane. Okay. Now, for example, what happen if we have CS3O CS3? If the condition is like this, that on the both side of the oxygen two same group are present here, so it is considered as methoxy. This one is considered as methoxy methane. This is considered as the methoxy methane, because on the both side of the oxygen atom the same group is present, so it is a methoxy methane. Now what happen in case of a benzene ring? Let's take the example of benzene ring, how the name changes in case of the benzene ring. So for example, this is the benzene ring. Okay, this is the oxygen atom, and here the CS3 group is present here. Okay, CS3 present. So which one is the larger and which one is the smaller? This is smaller. This is smaller, and this one is the larger. This is smaller and this one is the larger. Okay, so its name is methoxy. Its name is methoxy. But in case of IUPAC name, it is considered as benzene. It is not considered as. Now the next topic is preparation. Let us start with the topic preparation of alcohols. This is the next topic, preparation of alcohols. So alcohols are prepared by various methods. So let's take the first important method, and that is called the from alkene. This method is called the from alkene. Now under this heading from alkene, so the first method under the heading alkene is that is called by acid catalyzed hydration. So in this reaction, alkene react with water. Hydration word is used, that's why we are talking about the water. So alkene react with water in presence of acid. Here the acid is used as a catalyst. It's clear from the name. Addition of hydrogen water takes place in presence of acid. Catalyzed means here the acid is used as a catalyst. So the alkene react with water in the presence of acid as a catalyst to form alcohol, And in such a case, in case of the unsymmetrical alkene, we have already discussed about what are the symmetrical alkene and what are the unsymmetrical alkene. Unsymmetrical alkene means when the double bond is present in between, equally shared in between the two carbon atom. And what is the unsymmetrical? For example, CH3 CH double bond CH2. So it is not shared in between the equal carbon atom. This is shared, the double bond is shared between the equal carbon atom. This is called the symmetrical alkene. The double bond is not shared in between the symmetrical, it is not shared equally in between the carbon atom. That's why it is called the unsymmetrical. So in case of the unsymmetrical alkene, the addition of water, is takes place according to the Markovnikov's rule. The addition of water takes, we all are aware of the Markovnikov rule, because in the previous chapter we have studied about the Markovnikov's rule. So if we have the unsymmetrical type of the alkene, it was governed by the Markovnikov's rule. Now let's take the example. This example first means the case of the symmetrical alkene. So what happened in case of symmetrical alkene? C double bond C. This is the alkene. This is the ethene. This is the ethene. Okay. Now what happened? Hydration takes place, means the hydration means addition of the water. Hydration word is used for the water. So what happened? And this hydration takes place in presence of the acid. This hydration takes place in presence of the acid. So we knew it as so one hydrogen from here attached to this side. So H, definitely if one hydrogen from water attached to the carbon atom, so definitely that double bond is break down, and so we have single bond C double bond, and this OH, the remaining OH group is attached to this OH. This OH group is attached to this carbon atom. So what happened in the hydrocarbon chain? We have the alcoholic group. That's why it is known as the alcohol. And with this is the first method for the preparation of the alcohol, and this method is known as by acid catalyzed hydration. Now what happened in case of the unsymmetrical alkene? For example, we have CH3 CH double bond CH2 plus water is attached here. So it takes place in presence of acid. So what happened? CH3, it's is same CH3. No change takes place in this carbon atom because it is not having any double bond. So what happened? One hydrogen goes to this OH group. The OH group attached to this carbon atom, and one hydrogen atom attached to this carbon atom. Why the hydrogen atom attached to this carbon atom? Because it follows the Markovnikov's rule, and Markovnikov's rule tells us that the hydrogen atom is attached to that carbon atom which contain the maximum number of hydrogen atom. Here the number of hydrogen atom is only 1, and here the number of hydrogen atom is 2. So this double bonded carbon atom contain the maximum number of hydrogen atom. That's why the hydrogen from this water added to this carbon atom. So now what is the final result? That is the CH3. Now CH, the OH group is attached here, and this one is the CH3. So this is the case of the unsymmetrical alkene. And this method is known as by acid catalyzed hydration. This method is called by acid catalyzed hydration. Now the second method under the category of the alkene is by hydroboration oxidation. That is called the by hydroboration. Oxidation. By hydroboration oxidation. This is the another method, and this takes place with the help of diborane. What is the formula of diborane? That is BH3(2), or we can say it as that is B2H6. This is the formula. BH3 whole 2 means B2H6. Okay, this is the formula for the diborane. So that is the another method is by hydroboration oxidation. So the diborane react with alkene. Diborane, that is a B2H6, react with alkene to give trialkyl boranes. To give trialkyl boranes as addition product, and this is oxidized to the alcohol by hydrogen peroxide. What is the formula of the hydrogen peroxide? H2O2. H2O2 is the formula for the hydrogen peroxide in presence of the sodium hydroxide. So what happened? So for example, we have CS3 single bond, CH double bond, CS2. This is any unsymmetrical alkene. So H, that is BH2 whole 2, HBH2 whole 2. So this is the formula. The formula is same, only the rearrangement takes place here. This is the formula of diborane. This is the formula of diborane. That is okay. Now only the rearrangement takes place. So what happened? Now we have CS3 CH single bond CH2. Here hydrogen is attached, and this one is the BH2 is attached here. BH2 is attached here. Now the again this one is treated with unsymmetrical alkene, that is CS3 CH double bond CS2. Now what we have, that is the CS3. This one is the CS3. Now this is CH plus one more, as that it becomes CH2. Now this one is the that is a CH2 whole 2 BH. Now this is the product. Again it is treated with water. Okay, now it treated with water, hydration of this one takes place, and at last we have 3, that is the CS3 CH2 CH2 OH plus what happened, boron hydroxide. This is the product. And what happened, what is this? This is the alcohol. This one is the alcohol. Now the next method of preparation of alcohol is from carbonyl. It is from carbonyl compound. From carbonyl compounds. So under this heading, from carbonyl compound, the first heading is by reduction of aldehydes, and ketones, by reduction of aldehydes and ketones. This is the main heading under the carbonyl compound. So we know that we have only 2 type of a carbonyl compound. The one is aldehyde and the second one is the ketone. They both belongs to the family carbonyl compound. So by the reduction of aldehyde and the ketone, aldehyde and ketone are reduced to the corresponding alcohol by the addition of hydrogen. So when the hydrogen is added to the aldehyde and ketone, we get alcohol in presence of catalyst. That's why this reaction is also known as catalytic hydrogenation. This is also known as catalytic hydrogenation. Why we call it as a catalytic hydrogenation? Because the aldehyde and the ketone react with hydrogen. Are to give alcohol, and that is called the catalytic, in presence of a catalyst. That's why it is known as the catalytic hydrogenation. Okay, here the nickel is used as a catalyst. Nickel, platinum, palladium, they all are used as a catalyst. Now what happened in this reaction? For example, we have aldehyde, RCHO. RCHO is the general formula for the aldehyde. So this is the aldehyde. When hydrogen is added to the aldehyde in presence of a nickel and palladium as a catalyst. So what happened here? The reduction takes place. Reduction takes place. What is the meaning of reduction? The meaning of the reduction is the addition of the hydrogen. Meaning of reduction is the addition of the hydrogen. So we have RCH2OH. RCH2OH. Okay. Now the next is RCO R dash. Now this is for the ketone. This is the general formula for ketone and this is the general formula for the aldehyde. This one is the general formula for aldehyde and this is the general formula for the ketone. Now this reaction takes place in presence of sodium, that is boron hydride, that is BH4, that is NaBH4, that is sodium borohydride. Sodium borohydride. So what happened? Again the reduction takes place. Reduction means the addition of hydrogen takes place and we have RCH, here R dash, and here this is OH. Now these both are the result of the reduction. This is the reduction of aldehyde and this one is the reduction of the ketone. And when the reduction of aldehyde and the ketone takes place, we get the alcohol. These both are the alcohol. So this is called the bi-reduction of aldehyde and the ketone. Now the next one under this category, the next is the bi-reduction of carboxylic, bi-reduction of carboxylic acid and esters, bi-reduction of carboxylic acid, or we can say that by reduction of ester. So carboxylic acid are reduced to the primary alcohol. The carboxylic acid are reduced to the primary alcohol in the excellent yield by the lithium aluminum hydride, LiAlH4. This is called the lithium aluminum hydride and it is a very good reducing. This one is a very good reducing agent. The function of the lithium aluminum hydride is it acts as a reducing agent. The function of reducing agent is to add the hydrogen. So let's take the example of RCOOH. This is the carboxylic acid. If the COOH group is present, so it means it is a carboxylic acid. So it takes place in presence of lithium aluminum hydride. Carboxylic acid treated with lithium aluminum hydride. So what happened? RCH2OH. We get the alcohol RCH2OH. Now addition of hydrogen takes place, so definitely there will be a formation of alcohol. Okay, so lithium aluminum hydride is a very expensive reagent. It is a very expensive reducing agent and therefore used for preparing a special type of a chemical only. This lithium aluminum hydride is very costly, therefore it is used to prepare a special kind of a chemical only, and commercially acids are reduced to alcohol. Acids are reduced to alcohol by converting them to ester. Acids are reduced to alcohol. Acids are reduced to alcohol by converting them to the ester. Okay. Now what happened when the acid first converted into ester and then ester is converted into alcohol? So first of all, for example, we have this is the any carboxylic acid. So in presence of acid, okay, why we use acid here? Because lithium aluminum hydride is very expensive. That's why in some cases the acids are reduced to the alcohol. Acids are reduced to the alcohol, but there is an intermediate state. Acids are not directly converted into alcohol. Acids are not directly converted into alcohol. First of all, we'll get ester, and then ester are again converted to the alcohol. Okay, so we have this is the formula of ester. RCOR is the formula of ester. Now, in presence of catalyst. Okay, reduction takes place, addition of hydrogen takes place in presence of ester, we get RCH2OH plus R dash OH. RCH2OH plus R dash OH, and this is the alcohol. So first of all, acid is converted into ester and then ester is converted into alcohol. Acid is converted into ester and ester is converted into alcohol. Now with this method we can easily get the alcohol from the acid, and this method is called bioreduction of carboxylic acid and the ester to alcohol.